Hello boys and girls, welcome to BenchART. I'm for Classic, and for today what I do have needed is FIFA 22, a game developed by EA Canada, and it is using Frostbite free. So my objective today it is to see how this game performs on the GTX 1650 Super, and unfortunately since the PC version it is still the same as PS4 and not PS5 or Xbox Series. It also means that the game it isn't really that demanding. So for this video I will be using 4K ultra settings, which my average FPS it ranges in between the 90 to 110. Cutscenes are locked to 30 frames per second, just like it happens in all the computers, but you can bypass that lock if you want by going to Nvidia control panel and disable VSync. Although since the majority of the people won't be doing that, I decided to just leave everything at the default, and that's it. Cutscenes are locked to 30 because of that. So 4K ultra settings, it does look pretty good honestly, but it's a shame that EA games still do this kind of stuff, which is wait like 2, 3 or 4 years to bring the next generation version to the PC. So people that usually play on the PC get the worst version or the outdated version of FIFA. EA usually excuses with the fact that most PC gamers don't have the hardware to power up their game with good settings and frame rates, and so that's why they keep making available the old version instead of the newer one. But this time around, there is kind of a solution for your problems if you are willing to try something new. So the next generation version of FIFA 22, which uses the Hypermotion and the newest engines, they are not exclusive to Xbox Series and PS5. There is also other platform where you can take advantage of FIFA 22, the next generation version, which weirdly enough it is Stadia. Yes, that platform that people have been announcing that it's going to die, and yeah, I do believe that eventually Google Stadia probably will die though, but it is still going revamped and there is still newer games coming there or old ports, but this time around EA decided to release the next generation version also for Stadia, which is a little bit weird, but it does work. I mean, it's fine. And the good thing about Stadia is that, yes, we are talking in here about a GTX 1650 Super, which is able to run pretty much any next generation title. But the good thing about Stadia is that any hardware can handle Stadia. You just need a good internet connection, and that's pretty much that. You have Stadia, and obviously unlimited data. That's important for Stadia. But even a guy with an Intel GPU will have the same performance of a guy that have an RTX 3080. So that's the good thing about Stadia. It is a streaming service where the servers are inside Google and not your PC. So it doesn't really matter what type of PC that you have. Now the bad thing about Stadia though is that obviously response times are a little bit worse than native. Some people can notice, some other people don't. And also, obviously, the video quality is a little bit worse because it suffers compression, but still, you will get the next generation version of FIFA 22 with all the improvements that you saw on the PS5 or Xbox Series. So this is quite unfortunate because at one point we have an alternative, which is going for Stadia in order to play the newest versions of FIFA 22. But if you are not willing to go to Stadia, which I fully understand why and all the reasons to not to do it, and you want to stick with the PC version, this is a little bit unfortunate because, for example, FIFA 22, we are still getting this old version, and Pro Evolution Soccer, which is now eFootball, have been very bad received on Steam. They did change to Unreal Engine 4, but it seems that the game is just, it looks almost like an alpha version. So, which means that native versions of football games on the PC are really bad. And the only good alternative for playing a good football game on the PC is just Stadia. Alright, unless you want to spend money and buy a PS5 or an Xbox Series, or you just don't buy any FIFA this year and wait until the next year, hoping for the next year to be the year that EA decides that people have decent hardware and that we will have the next generation version of FIFA 23 instead of a version based on the PS4. Alright? So I think that's all that I want to talk about FIFA 22. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the match, again at 4K maximum settings, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Depay. Can they forge ahead? And turned onto the woodwork. Was an important piece of defending. Whipped in by Griezmann. Well, no problems defensively. Aguero. And the goal disallowed. You can see why. Offside, Stuart.
Yeah, and I think he knew as well. Immediately looked over his shoulder to check for the linesman.
Shaw. Read it magnificently and intercepted. And that's very much in the repertoire of Aguero. Credit to them for winning back possession. An opportunity to forge ahead from this corner situation.
Well, they haven't had too much to cheer about for a while now, but a goal would be a huge bonus here.
Griezmann tasked with taking the corner. He succeeds in clearing it. Aguero. Intercepting it intelligently. Racing forward, trying to catch them out. Scott McTominay. Bruno Fernandes has it. Fred. Here's Sancho, and offside, well, close one. Pedri. Onto Aguero. Excellent ball by Aguero. And touched onto the frame of the goal. Aguero. A really top-notch piece of defending.
Well, as you can see, they've done everything in terms of creativity. They've made opportunities, but the finishing hasn't been good enough. At some point, they have to finish one of these chances off.
Well, they couldn't keep it. Really good high press. And the counter-attack is on. Options available. Tackling and winning the ball to boot. Aguero. And with that, the attack fizzles out. What about the stoppage time situation? 2 minutes the word. Lindelöf. On to Wan-Bissaka. He's given it straight to the opposition. Well, the first 45 minutes have come and gone here in Catalonia. Sergio Aguero, a man for big moments. He's really firing on all cylinders here.
Well, he didn't...
As anticipated, plenty of talking points so far. And now the second half is underway. Depay. Now Jordi Alba. Pedri. And Cavani really taking care of the ball as he runs. And the free kick awarded to Manchester United. Well, no booking comes from it, but he's going to have to tread carefully here.
Well, I think that's great refereeing. He doesn't want to be throwing cards about willy-nilly.
Sancho. Oh, and he didn't miss by very much.
Yeah, he adjusted his body so well there. It's a great piece of skill, and it probably deserved a goal.
Given away by Barcelona. Marcus Rashford. Defensive resilience to shut them down. Aguero. Well, they no longer have the ball. It's going to be United's free kick. Here's a change for Manchester United. Well, no problems defensively. Sancho. Quick thinking to dispossess his opponent. Takes it on. And diving to thwart him. Going short. Well, a corner right on the back of the last one. And a substitution in the offing. And he's fired over the corner. No-nonsense clearance. Good bit of pressing. Well, he has the measure of his man. He's made sure nothing came of that. Half an hour remaining then.
Well, United very much in control over the last 15 minutes. You sense it's inevitable the goal will come. It'll be certainly no less than they deserve. They just need to be a bit more clinical in that final third now.
Well, Barca have the ball once more. De Jong, and he's in. And there it is, 1-0. Their efforts have been rewarded. And look at the celebrations.
Well, as you can see, he hits this with so much power, but just look at the follow-through. So athletic. That's a dynamic strike.
So on they go again, and that really should shake up United. Can they find a response now? superbly read and executed. Depay. Ousmane Dembele prepared to fire. Just unable to take advantage of that developing situation. Scott McTominay. Now with Rashford. Good use of advantage in United's favour. Well, letting it continue to see if in fact there was an advantage, but not so. Free kick. Making sure nothing untoward happened. And a fine tackle. So 20 minutes to go. And that, a piece of goalkeeping you're going to see again and again and again. And over comes the corner. Well, as a defender, that will sit you down to the ground. Now a decent position, but a good piece of defending to bring it to an end. Lindelöf. Bruno Fernandes has it. Cavani. And Paul Pogba. A bit sloppy in possession. Now can they counter clinically? Well, they seem to be onto something positive, but it faded away. Good tackle, it'll be a throw. Well, not long to go now. Can Barcelona preserve the victory?
Well, it's going to be a nervy end to this game, but if they do hold on, I think they've deserved their win. They've played really well and they've played some good attacking football. And in general, they've...
Oh, it's developing nicely for them here. And he scored not once, but twice. They simply cannot stop him. And no wonder he's enjoying himself.
Well, here's the replay, and he shows great awareness to play this through ball. And his movement's so clever. Once he gets onto it, there's only one thought in his head. Smash it as hard as possible. What a good goal.
And a substitution in the offing. It's going their way, 2-0. Marcus Rashford. It's with McTominay. Cavani. Bruno Fernandes has it. Sancho. And no way to sugarcoat that one, Stuart.
Well, sometimes it's worth having a shot from distance, but he never really set himself to hit that cleanly.
So a personnel change then. Garcia. And Depay on the ball. Jordi Alba. Griezmann. And the right place to cut out the pass. And space to attack. Could pull one back here. Oh, the crossbar is still reverberating. Rashford. That's a useful cross. Well, he didn't trouble the goalkeeper, but it wasn't a straightforward chance, you've got to say. Sancho. And that is that. The final whistle is sounded, and it's a victory for Barcelona. What did you make?